Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mikey JBG, and welcome back to another video. Today in this video, we're going to be talking about a couple things. This is like my daily rant. I have come to be known as the clickbait king. Okay, so first topic is, so our social studies teacher had us... our social studies teacher recommended this game that we had to do, or like this website that has a bunch of games. It's called iCivics, right? But let's just talk about how biased it is, okay? It's when you play the games, it's obviously slanted towards the Democrats, the liberal agenda, okay? And just because of like the ones you play as president, okay? If you try like not doing research for climate change, or not giving all students free health care, or what was the other one? I don't know. There was another one. And then there's like, you get bad reviews if you don't do that. And then there's like, and then if you, what was it? Oh, okay, so if you don't, on the one thing, right? Okay, so, if you don't raise taxes, the public doesn't like you if you raise taxes, which makes no freaking sense at all. But anyway, and then there's like, okay, so then there's this other game called Immigration Nation. Basically, even if the person is not necessarily legal, their parents weren't all actually like, they were coming back from like visiting their parents in Mexico, but their parents weren't even legal in the first place. They came here illegally, had a baby, then went back to Mexico. Anyway, apparently, if the person is, and then they're saying how, and you get it wrong if you try deporting them, okay? Like, you have to let them in, like, you have to let them in, even though they're not, like, because they're American citizens, but their parents weren't, right? Anyway, alright, so our world language teacher, so I'm like going off this paper I wrote down of all the stuff, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget a lot of stuff. I'm trying to fit this all into one video, and I have like 10 minutes to record because there's not enough storage on here. Anyway, okay, so she has these random, did I say? Okay, so, so it turns out she's, going to rehab, right? Okay, and that she was kicked out of the high school because of taking painkillers in the classroom. So, that explains everything that she does. And then we have the weird seizure things that she does that, like, I mean, she's not having real seizures. Like, these are like, I don't know what they are. They're like, like in the middle of the classroom, just starts doing that. Or like she stares at the ceiling and she's just like sitting there looking at the ceiling. Or she's having conversations with herself like, hi, how are you? What's your name? And then she answers herself like, my name is... what's your name? And what is even happening? Like, she doesn't have her own classroom, right? I've talked about this before, right? She has an office, a small little office she shares with another person, right? But... and another thing I keep finding out is that, is any language teacher nowadays even know how to speak the language or are from that country anymore? I guess not, because according to my world language teacher, everybody she knows that is teaching these different languages is not that culture or knows how to speak the language. I mean, she doesn't know how to speak German or French, and she has to teach them to us? And she keeps relating French to Spanish. I mean, like, our French packet has a bunch of grammar errors in it. Like, instead of I don't know how to pronounce it, because this is how she pronounces it. It's like kracha or something like that. And she writes it into this, and like, in the reading packet, it has it to where like the reading packets were like copied off from an original paper, right? Or like different papers, right? So she wrote on catorce, which means 14 in Spanish. Like what? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I accidentally put that in there. French is so much like Spanish. No, it is not. It shows us these weird baby videos of like for little kids, right? Of like numbers with smile or with faces, and they're dancing, or you hear on da tra toi or something like that, right? And I'm like, oh, and then she's telling us these cringy jokes because we're actually laughing at her, and she thinks we're laughing at what she just said, right? So she says, "Oh, do you think you guys thought that was funny? Okay, I'm gonna tell another joke." Please, God, no. She tells us these one about the three cats are on a boat. One's German, one's Spanish, and one's French. The other two, the Spanish and the German one, I can't remember what the names were. And then the French one is named Un d'Atois, right? And then it says which one jumped off. Un d'Atois, cat sank. Ooh, stop! Stop the cringiness. One time, we're just silent in the room. She's like, all of a sudden, did somebody drop the F-bomb? What's even happening? She hears voices, I swear to God. Today, she was trying to pronounce a word. Today, in like second period, she was getting stuck on the word 20 in and today she pronounced this one word. It's like supposed to be pronounced like Sankun, because we have this kid Luke in our class, not the Luke that was in my original, like way back in my videos, right? Like Luke and Jake, remember? This is a different Luke who was born in Belgium, but like he looks American, but anyway, he's talking to us like he doesn't have an accent or anything. But anyway, he's always like, he sits at our table, right? So me and Bennett are falling over laughing while he's telling us all these things and he's over there laughing, and she's always like putting full. Oh, we were taking a test one time, right? I got 0 out of 25 on the test. Anyway, she takes these two folders and put like dividers and puts them around him, and says. And says, I have to protect him. He's the only one who can teach me. Alright, then we got this new kid. Well, we got two of them, but the one is Arabic, right? And she's shaking his hand and all that, right? And she's like, oh, good, you can teach me. And I'm like, oh, no. That's a bad move. Why are you shaking her hand in the first place? And then, yesterday she played the same song all day. So that was great, right? And said, guys, I'm trying, and we're like, can you change the song? And she's like, no, I'm studying at the same time. And I'm like, oh boy. Okay, so, well, that's the end of this video today because, so if you liked it, please hit that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Also, if you want to see my most recent video, click up here, and subscribe down here. Right? Okay. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!